Hi, guys. Welcome to another exciting episode for RPA Feeds podcast. And today I have with me Marcelo. Welcome to the show.
I think thanks a lot for your invitation.
How are you? And where are you joining us from?
So I'm joining from Portugal. Today it's like an awesome day, sunny. It's like
Superb. Excited to have a lot of fun and engaging and insightful conversation as well in the field of RPA automation and AI. And your journey, the audience would like to know how you started into RPA field and how you grow and what you're doing currently. So, guys, Marcelo has approximately 6 years of experience into automations, and recently he has started his own venture, like building his own online courses. He is a well-known and well-established Udemy instructor into the automation field. So, quickly, I would hand it over to Marcelo for his brief introduction. Over to you.
okay, thanks, Stefan. So briefly, I can maybe start from where everything started. I was on the school, and basically, I got a discipline where the teacher just brought RPA to the topic, and it was on that time with UiPath. And so it got my attention. I found it interesting. So basically from there where everything started. I had to do in the hand an internship of, if I'm not wrong, 4 months, and I was like looking for RPA company at that time. There's was not well known as is currently, so there was just a company on my where I live, and so was there where my professional experience started. So most of the project I did was with UiPath. However, I have experience with other tools such as Automation Anywhere, Power Automate, also with Python, developing some RPA bots. So it has been more than 5 years, and along the way, I was able to accomplish some nice things. I'll say, like being UiPath MVP for 3 times. Also, the YouTube channel, the Udemy thing, so that I started when COVID started. So was there that I started doing some courses, and it was great. And I will say on my own journey. So I'm now. So the goal is to provide consultancy and also offer customized and trainings, whether live or presential, and also focus more on doing some more courses. And also, I'm working now to develop a online academy.
Thanks for your introduction. And I see that you are a UiPath MVP also, like 3 times in a row. So, would you like to share your experience? Like, how did you become, and what was that journey of you becoming an MVP?
So from my experience, it's much about giving back to the community. And I would say you can do it in many ways, from doing blog posts, helping on the forum, or doing YouTube tutorials, which I was more focused on. Also be a speaker on community events, and also mentor people, mentor by one-to-one, or I would say with online courses, and have a certain level of expertise. But I think the main thing is to help the community to grow, and with tutorials and help on the forums. So I will say it's much around that, on my opinion.
I see you are doing a lot of stuff. Like you were working a full-time job, and then you're creating content on YouTube, courses for Udemy,
Mhm.
and contributing to the forums and the community in many different ways. How did you manage all these things at once?
It was a kind of hard. So basically, most of the days, I before going to the job, I worked on these things, and also after coming from the job, I also worked on these side projects, and I was working on Saturdays, sometimes Sundays morning. So I was on that way that I was able to do these things. Else, it won't be possible, or better, it will take more time than it took to do. So I would basically use more hours from the day. And
That's great. I mean, it's a kind of a motivation for someone who wants to do something out of his passion. You said you have started your journey with UiPath as one of the platform, and then eventually you also explore other tools like Power Automate and Automation Anywhere, right?
yeah.
So, starting UiPath was by luck, or like that was the only opportunity you got, and that's where you started.
So I started with UiPath because it was the only one that I got aware aware initially. I got aware because of my teacher that even we started to learn around it, and then we had a workshop that was also done by a person employee from a company, the one that I had an internship, which did a workshop with UiPath. So that was why initially I started with UiPath, and then years passed and I got aware of other tools.
Yeah, got it. So, what happened suddenly, like after working for 5 to 6 years now into the space, and why have you decided to move on with a corporate job and building your career into like course creation or content creation full time?
So
Yeah.
so this was something already in mind 6 years ago. It was already for me. It was already something that I want to do. So when I was 19, I said myself that I wanted until 25 years old to basically run my own things and not to be on a corporate job. The most interesting thing is that everything happened naturally. I didn't force anything, so it just was the way that it happened. I still earning money from Udemy, YouTube, not a lot, but some. And now it's a consultancy thing with a huge I would say RPA consultancy company. So some freelance things. So it was something that was already in mind.
Okay. So generally people advise if you are making like in your day job, if you're making this and your other source of income is surpassing this or actually matching this, then you can probably leave this job and
Yeah,
continue with
exactly.
you. So what is the case with you? Did you match this number, or if you would like to share that?
Almost not didn't match, but it's very close. But the thing is, for example, Udemy, I can start. Udemy is where I earn more. The thing with Udemy is after you doing a course, setting everything, it's almost passive income. So then, of course, we have some exceptions like updating the course and also support the students. But that thing is not a thing that requires a lot of time. I would say maybe 2 hours per month. For example, on Udemy, I was already making a very good amount of money, and I was not investing. I mean, compared with the day job, a lot of time. So it was like on my free time that I was able to work on it. And if I was earning this without being full time on Udemy, let's imagine what could be possible if I invest full time on this. So the expectation and the possibilities are way bigger on earnings and everything compared to a corporate job. That's
Would you like to share what you were earning, what you were making in your day job?
yeah. So early, excluding bonuses and these kind of things, it was around 38, 39K per year.
So that was in
So
euros, right?
yeah, exactly, in euros. And then there's other benefits like the early bonus and other things. So without counting on that, it was around 38, 39K per year, was something like that.
So what was that monthly?
So more easily to say, after taxes, it was above 2K per month.
And what's your what are you making at the moment from Udemy and YouTube combined, or any other sources combined?
So talking mostly on the ones that are more consistent currently. So Udemy, it goes from 1,100 to 1,400 basic euros. That depends on the amount, is not something fixed. And YouTube, it's around 130 euros, 140. So it's way lower.
You plan to include your consultancy services and lend your time for consulting to the businesses, and also make it as your one of the revenue stream.
Just as a part-time, not like 1 day per week, maybe a bit more. So, I want to focus on the business side, but I also count with the consultancy things that might
Awesome.
give some
Awesome. So,
more.
what's your plan? For example, as we got to know the numbers, you're not matching what you were earning in your job. So, how difficult it was for you to decide?
So the thing, even if I join another job, I will probably make always more than what I was making on Udemy and YouTube. But the thing is, if I'm doing what I'm doing on Udemy, for example, as a very part-time thing, currently, if I'm not doing a course or if I'm not updating a course, I might spend 15 minutes per week, not more than that. And if I'm making with that around 1,300 euros, let's imagine now investing like full time on that. So it's like the prospects on my view are way bigger than what I could do on any corporate job. So that's a bit of a thinking. And yeah, I was, I was able around these years with the money that I earned from the job, from Udemy, from YouTube, from things on the side and investments. I was able to build a decent, considerable savings on the side.
Great to know, and I'll wish you the best in that area. Would you like to share with the audience, like, what helped you to grow on Udemy? Like, how did you manage creating the number of courses that you have now?
Yeah, so first about the time, yeah, it's about getting the most from each day, even if you are working on a job. So before work and after work, get the most of what you can to work on Udemy or on online academy platform, and including weekends. Yeah, so I was able to achieve what I achieved on Udemy. So I think it can be interesting to say how everything started. So it was on the beginning of COVID, and I remember I was like a random search on Udemy, and I just remember, let's search what's here about UiPath on Udemy, and I found on English there was already some good courses, and at that time I was not very good at English. I had much more trouble than today to talk English. But then I remember, let's search on Portuguese. So I searched on Portuguese, and if I remember well, there was only one or two courses on UiPath in Portuguese, and I looked to these courses curriculum. So I just opened like the landing page where it shows the course details, and I found that were very basic courses. So just like 1 hour, 2 hour course, and I just thought that I could do better than there was on Udemy on Portuguese. And so I find the topic. So let's do a complete UiPath course on Portuguese. Then I start to research the topics that I thought it should be on the course, starting from the basics, going to more advanced stuff. And then after planning each module and the lessons of each module, so start to record the whole course, and then edit the course, then do work on a thumbnail to make the course more easily findable, searchable on Udemy, and appear on the top. I had some luck there also because I didn't have any audience. I didn't have yet the YouTube channel, so I started with zero audience on Udemy. But because the course, I think it was the reason, because the course was only one that brought depth in Portuguese to UiPath on that year. It started to gain a lot of traction from students, and it started to rank and appear always on the top. And it was how I started to do well on Udemy. And from there, I started to think, let's do on other courses, like on other platforms that I felt confident to teach about, like Automation Anywhere, Power Automate, and other tools. And then the same process, research the topic, also see the competition. So like other courses that may already exist about the same thing that you want to teach about, and see where you can bring more value, be better. So students can find a reason to prefer your course instead of other course.
Superb. So, guys, audience who are watching us, like Marcelo has around 20K students enrolled for his courses, and he has created around 13 courses. Right?
13,
I will provide the links in the description. Please do check it out. Moving on to the next question. So, when you're not working, what do you exactly do? How you spend time?
I didn't share yet with my audience. Almost, I never shared anything personal, and it's something that's like, now that you're talking, I found that interesting. That my girlfriend, she understands about marketing, social media, and she already said to me, you should start talking about a bit about yourself, because it's just professional things, and people also like know a bit about the personal. So I love to ride motorcycles, so it's a passion that I've since a kid. It awakens on me very good feelings, like a sense of freedom, adventure. Yeah,
Thanks
that's
for
true.
sharing that. Anything
It's a
would you like to add more to it?
yeah, I it's like I like to do a lot of sports, so
Hmm.
running, gymnasium, like work out on the gym. Also, I
Hmm.
like to read, so read some books like business, investments, philosophy. Also, I love to travel. There are more things, but yeah,
Hmm.
that's are
Hmm.
the main ones I would say.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Marcelo, for sharing your personal details. I would like to just extend it. You mentioned about your girlfriend. Would you like to share more details about like how did you guys met and how long you have been together now?
Yeah, sure. So we have been together around more than 7 years. So we've met when I was 17 years old. We've met
Okay.
throughout Instagram. So it was at that time I had Instagram and it just happened. So we met there. And so we started by being friends. Then after some months, we just become a couple. And yeah, so she works on social media. It's the area of expertise: marketing, social media, content creation. She helps in many ways on my side, like giving me ideas and things to that might share on social media.
So is it was she the source of inspiration for you to start creating content, or did she push you into creating content or something like that?
Yeah, in fact, I started first in creating content.
Okay.
I started, with the Udemy and YouTube first. I don't know if the inspiration came from me. That after some time, she started also to do content creation on Instagram, mainly on Instagram, and also other social media. And yeah, nowadays she is working with clients that want to, for example, the content create about their own product, for example, mobile app or physical product. And yeah, so I think she's happy with that. I think it's nice because we can also be more time together.
Superb. Wish you both the best of luck for your future. Moving on to the next question. So, what are your plans to grow your consultancy and the course business?
So my projection currently is to have the online academy, which I'm now start to work more. Now I'm start to focusing on it. So personal online academy where I plan to have courses around automation AI, and also then on YouTube I plan to release more content. So I'm yet for because I just to give you an idea, I started working on that 1 week ago. So it's still very new. I was working before on a mobile app that I started to put in pause, which I was working since the beginning of this year, which was a pet sitting mobile app. That idea was to connect both pet owners and pet sitters and allow pet owners to book services to pet sitters, and the whole process be done through the app, the payment, the scheduling, everything. But I decided to put that on pause and now focus on this academy because I believe there might be way more potential, at least on the short term.
So, were you working on your own, like developing that mobile app, or were you partnering with someone?
I was working alone on the app. So I had my first experience like last year. I developed a test app for me that I want to get a feel and learn. So
Was it iOS or Android?
both. So
Both.
I developed for both. So before developing, I start to research to choose which
Okay.
language I will use to develop the app. So I choose the one called Flutter, which is a
Yeah.
framework. Well, I did the app. I published it on Android, iOS. I got a feeling about the whole process of developing a mobile app. And then I just remembered about the idea of the Pet City mobile app because I started to hear people that mainly on the big cities, for example, Lisbon on Portugal, it's very hard to find like pet sitters available. So there is the unified way pet owners can just search for pet sitters and also the opposite. So And then I did like a survey to people from the area, and I found out that there was a need on that. And yeah, that's why I started to develop it. But now
Yeah.
it's on pause currently.
That's fantastic. And yeah, we have been discussing, and as we are moving towards the end of this podcast, would you like to share any advice based on your experience to the people who are just starting into this RPA automation space?
Yeah, so my advice will be to get touch with the main tools like Automation Aware, UiPath, Power Automate. Also, get in touch with Python-based tools on RPA. I think that's very useful to get an idea about the main tools and also to learn. Then, yeah, for sure, check out YouTube channels. Like, there is a lot of content to learn about RPA. Also, the academies from the platforms like UiPath has, as Automation Anywhere has, Blue Prism also has an academy. So I think people can learn a lot from there. And also, I think a very nice way to learn is also to learn and grow on this field and also related tech fields.
Mhm.
It's to to try to teach concepts and topics, because if you try to do that, or and you teach a topic, or first you will have to learn to then teach. And yeah, it's I think a very good way to learn. Also, have a goal to teach something, and it might something that you might have to learn yet, and work with it to gain experience. And then you can teach. I think it's also a great way to grow on any, I would say, uh, tech thing on like RPA
Yeah.
or application development. Yeah,
Mhm.
everything
And I
around
would
that.
like to add there, just don't fall into a tutorial hell problem, like just watching tutorials one after the other. Just build along. Basically, whatever
Yeah,
you see, the concept, just try it out. And with whatever resources available, it might happen some of the time that some resources are not available. For example, SAP automation, if they have to
yeah,
practice, it's not available freely, right? That kind of thing you cannot practice, but just practice the concept which are available and which you can automate. There are a lot of websites available like RPA Challenge, Bots DNA. There are many. If you search, you'll find those. Try to learn those concepts using these first, and then
exactly.
probably.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree completely. And also learn by doing, get projects to develop, and learn by work on these projects in a practical way. It's like probably the best, I will say, way to learn very quickly is like to get hands-on on the
Yeah.
stuff and work on that.
Yeah, because hands-on is what you remember. Because I have seen people, and it happened with me also during my initial phases of career. I used to watch a lot of videos on certain topics, and I used to remember them. But over a period of 1 week, if
Yeah.
I didn't practice it or I didn't put that into a work, I would have lost the track. Basically, I had to
Yeah.
again search or again learn or again, yeah, grab that concept. So if I do something practically and implement that concept in a small POC or something like that, then
Hmm.
yeah, chances are very good that I will remember it.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And how's your experience being into this podcast?
I think it's very good experience. I think maybe I could be prepared a bit more, maybe. But yeah, I think it's just something that requires practice and appear many times on podcasts, and more things might, I think,
Yeah.
appear and remember along the way. But yeah, it's a great experience. Yeah, I never had it, and I love it.
Thank you so much. So yeah, it has been great talking to you and hosting you. Thank you so much. I wish you a great success.
You too. Thank you.